Hi, Aaron. 32 years old. I worked as a full-time teacher aide at a low decile school. Because of bureaucratic bullshit, I was just let go from my job. I can say this decision has left me with a very bitter taste in my mouth. I have a degree, a full driver's license, and a first aid certificate and a clean criminal record. Nearly every job in my 20s, no matter how hard I tried, has either been part-time, casual, or paid me just above minimum wage. I've seen employers commit wage theft and experienced coworkers stabbing me in the back. I've done everything possible to stay positive, but I can tell you, Aaron, the older I get, the less shit I put up with. The good news, however, is that I have no debt, 50,000 in savings, a beautiful wife, and work out from home 6 days a week. I know how to manage money. I have an Excel spreadsheet on my smartphone to make sure we're always cash flowing positive. Our expenses are so low we can even save $15,000 a year while we're on the dole. Because of recent events, I'm in two worlds about what to do going forward. One side of me, because of so many bad experiences with employers, says I should rape the welfare system for as long as possible and take them for everything they've got. I'm not against that. I'm not against. If you've tried your best, you put in your all, which is debatable because you're a teacher, you're a teacher's aide. But in general, if you tried your best and you vote conservative, I'd say, then you're allowed to take as much government money as they're going to give you. You're a fool for leaving it on the table. The real question is okay, but what, are you going to do that forever? Because only lowbrow, dumb shit leftist parasites can just live on the dole forever. I mean, you really have to think about this. Take the economics out of it, or the financial incentives. People who stay on government aid forever, like that's their goal, that's their strategy in life. You got to be not only stupid, but you really have to have nothing else going on in life. I mean, you got to be a plant. You got to be a tree. You got to be a stump where this, I get to watch TV all day. So beyond the financial incentives, there's got to be a psychological, philosophical, even a soul type of aspect to this. Like your soul would be destroyed just living on the government dole all the time. You got to go do something with your life. So, yeah, go on it for a while, but after a while, you're going to get bored. You're going to want to go do something. Not only true parasites, financial thieves, but truly dumb, not even, and intelligence maybe isn't even the word, valueless people. Only the truly uninsightful, the just automatons, the sheep, just stumps are the ones that like, yeah, I get to live on the government dole all the time. Like, wow, that's what you do, huh? So I don't think we could talk about, yeah, we can be Machiavellian and conservatives or libertarian or simply not leftists, but even leftists, even some industrious labor or Democrat voters would be like, I got to get the fuck out of the house and go do something. Currently, they're paying $364 a week for just doing nothing. I put $300 into a separate bank account and the rest spent on food. The other side of me says I should move to a different country where there are better job opportunities for it. Teach English in Japan. Okay, see, you're a lazy fuck now. Okay, this is where I was like, yeah, everything is right on. Oh, but life sucks and I've been struggling. And what, did you major in dumbass shit? You don't sound like a STEM guy. You don't sound like an engineer or a diesel mechanic. Look, your frugality and fiscal discipline is very great. Why can't you apply that to getting a real fucking job and a real fucking degree? Teacher's aide, 30 years old? That's the intellectual equivalent of one grade above the people you're trying to teach. Like a sixth grader could be a teacher's aide to the fifth graders. A third grader could probably be a teacher's aide to the second graders. I'm going to teach English. We are currently living with my wife's parents. Been with them for 2 years already. We have really good relationships with them. It's like a multiple generational household. They said we could stay with them as long as we want. I never have to pay rent until the day I die. Well, you don't have to pay rent on the day you die or afterwards either. You'll be dead. They've even said we're going to inherit their $1.5 million house, which we enjoy the benefits of living on. I know we're set up financially, but I must admit I'm really disappointed with the working world. You haven't even entered the working world. Teaching and educating, being a teacher is not, being a teacher's aide is not a real job. And here's the thing. I'm not even debating or questioning whether you put your all into it. You are at You are essentially a white collar panhandler. When you go work for the government or a nonprofit that depends on government funding, okay, you might get some marginal employment, especially if you're not a teacher. If you're not a teacher, you don't belong to a union, and you're like, the aide? Oh, fuck you. You're on the cutting block all the time. You're on the chopping block all the time. And you haven't worked. Being a teacher's aide is not working. Teaching is not working. That's not a real job. You working out, that's more of a real job than anything else. Again, you can do fiscal frugality and discipline. You can work out, but what? Then you become a pussy and you can't do calculus? You can't do a real job? I'm seriously, you can't be a real man? You could be a real man and all these, but then when it comes to like your job, oh man, living at home, man, in this big multi-million, oh my God. Like I really tried. Now I'm going to be a pussy like every girl in the Western world, go teach English overseas. Maybe you can read Eat, Pray, Love. I can't imagine how tough it would be if I had kids. Yeah, life is tough. You're trying to do it on easy mode being a teacher. Teacher, you're not supposed to have kids on a teacher's salary. You're just not. There's too many people trying to be teachers. It's the law of supply and demand. If you're an engineer, you could support a family. Ask your parent-in-laws who are supporting you. I had to pay rent or a mortgage, I would be totally fucked. Yeah, I understand. That's why I had a vasectomy. Because I could barely support myself. But at least I tried with a little bit of math, with finance and economics, although that doesn't pay off in the end either. Even knowing how to manage money, rent would still take up 1/3 of my income and monthly paycheck of $3,000, assuming I work full time. How could a single guy succeed in today's job market? Not majoring in pussy pansified bullshit that girls do and then go running around begging for handouts. Aaron, what would you do if you were me? Let me know. You got a bachelor's of sport and recreation. Fuck you. Here's how you become a real man. You stop being a pussy. That same work ethic you apply to working out, you apply to a job. Find a part-time job at a gas station a weekend, minimum wage. All jobs almost pay all the same. Even software engineers only make $25 an hour starting out if they're lucky. That's how New Zealand's. Okay, here's what I do. If New Zealand's labor market is that flat, like it doesn't really pay that much to become an engineer or a doctor, I would still learn some kind of skill you can offer overseas. Don't view your job market as New Zealand. View it, can I get some contract work over in the United States or Britain or China? You don't have kids. I mean, to truly be Machiavellian about it, yeah, go teach overseas. Grab your wife, go teach English overseas. You guys got it. You're taken care of. You could go work as a gas station attendant. That's fine. You don't really need the money. But I think the only advantage is, do you want to have a skill or a trade that, people would throw money at you and you wouldn't have to worry about being on the chopping block? Yes, maybe you only make $30 an hour only. That's a pretty good wage. But people are hiring you out, and then you can go ahead. Are you prevented from starting a company by chance? What I would do if I were you, what would I do if I were you? I would have the government pay you. This is what Cappy would do. I'd have the government pay you for the next 2 or 3 months, up to 6 months, and save up some cash. Then I go travel Asia. And if you could go teach English overseas, go do it. Make a little bit of scratch. Have your lodging paid for. Go explore different countries. Go check it out. But then, after you spend a year or two overseas working or whatever, I would come back and I'd become an adult. I would get myself some kind of trade or certification that would be more than teaching and sports recreation management. Go fuck yourself. And then get a profession or something. That's what I would do. And something that would allow you to work remotely, and something that you could get contracts overseas with, so you're not dependent on the New Zealand labor market and economy. But yeah, if they're gonna pay you not to work, I wouldn't work. I get your money back, what token amount you paid in as a teacher. And that's it. Shout out Cappy Teacher, everyone else. Jack's in the thing. Elkins is in the thing. I don't know where Atham is. Atham's somewhere else. All right, that's it. On to the next one. Sponsored by the Catholic Red Pill. Take a look at it. You can find it on the internet. There's Mary Jo, written by James DePrisco. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Toodles.